So we've talked about 7 ways to get into shape. Let's talk about 7 important things you need to know to stay in spiritual shape. Number one, understanding that it's all grace. For by grace you are saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. Ephesians 2, verse 8. But it takes effort too. Pray as if everything depended on God, and work as if everything depended on you. St. Augustine. Number three, it's about the heart. Discipline is good, but passion is better. So ask for the heart. Ask to have a heart for Jesus and for Him to set your heart aflame for these things that He calls you to stay in spiritual shape. Ask for the right motivation, because motivation matters. It's a bit of a trap to perform spiritual disciplines for the approval of others. There can definitely be a vanity to the spiritual life and to our spiritual practices. One way of knowing what your motivation is how often you talk about your spiritual practices with others. Number four, pace yourself. So yeah, the marathon running is a good metaphor for the spiritual life, and a marathon even better, because it does require pacing ourselves. It does require looking to improve incrementally so that we can have a sustainable spiritual life. Have a plan. Number five, a fifth way of staying in spiritual shape. Jesus says, "Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which one of you, when he wants to build a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who observe it begin to ridicule him." Number six, be accountable. Find someone to support you in your goals. Proverbs 27, verse 17, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And finally, the seventh way to stay in personal shape is be a student of the process. Continue to learn about the spiritual life. Find the race that works for you. It's so neat because in the church today, there are so many spiritualities that have evolved and emerged over the centuries. There's a spirituality for everyone. And most will have an active and a contemplative component, a holiness and a mission component. And the Lord has one for you. Or maybe there's a new spirituality He wants to inspire in you for this time, for such a time as this. The end goal of all this is to become a saint. If there was any doubt about lay people becoming saints, Vatican II cleared it up. All of us are called to holiness. And we will need to get into spiritual shape and stay in a spiritual shape by the power of the Holy Spirit.